Well, hello, my friends. Welcome back. It's Wednesday, and that means my good friend Beth English and myself, we're here together to have another chat. Today, we're going to talk about, the mid-year. This is right now the mid of, or just about the mid of the year. Great time to pull back those notes with your goals of the beginning of the year, see how you're doing, and see where you're going. So that's the topic for today. But before that, Beth, how are you? You are now in Nashville, which is awesome since last episode. So how are you getting used to the Nashville life again?
Well, it's just like when I left it. I mean, the only thing that's changed really is some restaurants have gone out of business and then
Yeah.
new ones have reopened
Yeah.
and maybe a couple more potholes in the highways. But for the most part, all the same wonderful people are here and it's beautiful time of year. It's warm, the trees are all green and everything is just beautiful. So I'm so happy to be back, reconnecting with my art community here in the city. Anywhere I go, I always see someone that I know who's an artist, and that is something I love about living here. So it's already happening.
It's already super cool. And I know we have been talking about this for a while. For those of you friends who maybe be watching this for the very first time, Beth has been in Nashville for a long time. That's where we met actually through the different things
Mhm.
that we do together. And then she moved to Texas for a while during the pandemic, and now she's back in Nashville. So we've been with you along the journey. Our friends here on these videos that we do every week. We have been traveling with you, and that is pretty awesome to kind of to see you back where we all started, right?
That's right. Well, I'm glad you guys are watching. Please continue to do so. And if this is your first time, make sure you come back every Wednesday because we have new episodes every week. And we always talk about great topics that are happening currently in both of our lives and in the communities that we serve.
Super. So today is no exception for that. We're going to talk about, this time of the year, which is as we finish May, we start June. I know summer is here. It depends where you are in the world. Maybe a lot of the restrictions have been lifted or are beginning to. And so you're now spending more time outdoors and things like that, the things that we were all been waiting to do, for the last year or so. So sometimes we kind of may forget about, whatever we were doing at the beginning of the year. So I think it's a good time as we kind of hit that mark, the 6 month mark, to take a minute to sit down, to look back again at your notes, at your goals for the year, see where you're at, see what happened, see what got done, see what's still in progress, see what needs to be changed, see what needs to be maybe a new direction or a new goal. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that, some of the things that I've been doing myself and how I've been seeing, some of those progressions. And maybe, yeah, I think it's a great episode because, again, in this case, for you, Beth, right now, mid-year, you are starting back in the city that you were at before. So I'm really interested to hear how will this also change the goals that you maybe originally had in January when you didn't know exactly when you were going to be back to Nashville, right? So at the beginning of this year 2021, we did some episodes on goal setting. We talk about goals and setting up our goals, and then we we did some episodes on strategies on how to keep up with your goals. So as we get here and at this point at the 6 month mark, let's talk about first this idea of really quickly of clicking the pause button and making a quick pause to kind of look back and see where are we at, kind of assessing the path that has been left behind. So is that something that you like to do, Beth, consistently or at the specific times of the year?
I did it last night.
Ah, awesome. Very good. We are synchronized and we didn't talk about it.
I know. I love that you're having this discussion today because just
Mhm.
last night I was writing out my 30, 60, 90-day goals and kind of highlighting the things that are the most important in the next 3 weeks. And
Mhm.
then wrote down action steps for each one of those things and then outlined my week. So I think big picture, and then I bring it down really small so
Mhm.
that I know exactly what I'm doing the next day, the week, and then I revisit it and continue on that process throughout.
Super. So that's definitely intentionality, right? We have the intentionality, which I think is something that I think for everyone watching right now, if you have not done so, put it in your calendar. Maybe pause this video for a second, put in your calendar. When are you going to sit down and do, as just Beth said, sit down and figure it out. For me, what I had to do actually was because I have a red binder, which I don't have with me right now. It's upstairs, but I have a red binder where I fill out my goals for the year for 2021. So I pulled that red binder I looked at it, I assessed some things. There were some things that I was able to check off. I wanted to, by this time, finish a large painting, which this weekend I just finished that. So I was happy to put that highlight on that. And, also other projects that had started it. And I was able to kind of look at where they are now. And there were a couple of things that I actually had forgotten, which kind of brought them back to the top of mind and say, okay, where am I right now? So once you have done that, once you have done some assessment, then, the next question that you need to ask, and that we all need to ask is, the plan that I had at the beginning of the year, does it still make sense as is, right, for the remaining of the year, or is there something I need to change? Because it's okay to change. We set up goals with the knowledge and information that we have at the moment, but we don't know how the world will change. And that's something that we have all learned in the past year because of the pandemic, is to realize how much, sometimes the world can change in such a fast pace. So this is a good time to look at that. So, Beth, as you look at your own goals and as you were reviewing last night, were there things that you said, and you don't have to be specific what they are, but like in the idea of things of saying, well, this thing maybe was good at the beginning of the year, but now because I'm back in Nashville and because I'm in a new season, now I need to kind of look at them differently, or stop them, or maybe doing something totally new.
Well, I have been working on my group coaching program and connecting with my community and trying to learn more about the things that they're struggling with so that I can address that in my coaching. And so I've been coaching new clients and, still being 100% virtual when it comes to work. I've got some keynotes coming up that are going to be virtual. So I'm still working virtually, and that's my plan. And I would like to be able to work anywhere in the world. And so that's sort of how I'm building my business right now. And now that I have like a great big studio to work in again, I'm going to be doing some painting. And so I'm really excited about getting back to that and having the space to create, whereas I didn't necessarily have that before. And so that's really the only thing that is new, is getting back to the work painting in the studio sooner than I thought. But as far as like coaching and connecting with artists around the world, I'm still doing that virtually.
Super, very cool, very exciting. But I love that now you have the space where you can get back to painting, and that is super awesome, right? Because I think that when we do that, also kind of energizes other parts of the creative life that we have. Super cool. For me, as I looked at that, something that was in my kind of a goal for 2021 was to start working on writing a book this year. And well, what happened is in the transition between now and then, I started writing or co-authoring a book with my wife, with Dr. Janina. So it was kind of really cool that it wasn't planned exactly that way at the beginning of the year. I just thought I wanted to start writing on a book, and now, a few months after that, we are in the process of co-authoring. It's mainly kind of, she's leading the book, and I am bringing some of the support material, which we'll be talking about that when the time is ready. Just for now, that is happening behind the scenes. So I'm super excited because I'm like, well, this is a goal that I had. It's not exactly the same as I had it, but it makes total sense to where I am right now, and it's great. So now continue moving in that direction. So again, this is a great practice for everyone, to take the time to do so. It doesn't take too long, but it can definitely affect the way, you end the year, right? We already passed the beginning of the year. We are mid-year right now. How you end it is as important as how you started. And, taking the time to plan for the next 6 months, I think is a very good idea. Allows you to kind of recalibrate your focus and put the energy and attention to the things that you want to do. Like for me, another one that I had was like, building my new body of work. Well, this big painting that I just finished gave me so many ideas on the new direction that I want to go to, that, something that I had planned for at the beginning of the year, and I had to like, well, this one is not as exciting for me as this new one that is coming up. So super, super cool about that. So how about for you, Beth, as you look for the next 6 months, what's exciting you?
getting all of my systems and processes in place and creating all the assets I need to do all the heavy lifting for my sales funnels. So a lot of that type of work, as far as like what I'm going to be teaching and who I'm going to be connecting with, that's really clear for me right now. But that did take a while for me to get really clear on that. And now that I'm clear about what it is that I'm doing, I reconnected with my mission, with my North Star and my joy. And that's the direction that I'm pointing myself in. So even if you are doing all of the right or doing all the work that you've set out to do, like ask yourself, am I pointed in the direction of my North Star? Am I aligned still with my mission? Am I feeling joy in the work that I'm doing? I think those are also really important questions versus like, did I do X, Y, and Z task that I had, written down? Right. I think it's important to like check in with our hearts too. And, when I told you I was doing this last night, I just sat down with a cup of tea and some music and a notepad. And I just started writing and just kind of getting everything out of my head onto paper. And then once that was done, I organized it on my whiteboard, because for me to get things done, I have to see it out in front of my face. Like every single day, I want to know, what are my goals? What am I working towards? When am I going to do it, so that I can organize my time appropriately?
Mm-hmm. I love that. And I love what you said about joy, right? It has to be that joy that comes in. And for me, as I was reviewing my goals, I realized something that I really enjoy is like, for example, doing the live webinars, which sometimes, you start automating things when things kind of worked out and you're like looking for ways to automate and things like that. But then I like, but I still love to go back and be live with people. So I put kind of put back again in the front row, and I'll be doing more live webinars this summer too, just because it gives me joy, right? I really enjoy it. And, when you do the work that you enjoy, I think then we flourish. We have to flourish. So thank you, Beth, again for helping us out here looking at our mid-year. And I want to wish everyone great of success in the next 6 months. Let us know how you're doing here in the comments. What excites you, what is exciting you right now for the rest of the year. Super excited to hear from you. And Beth, where kind of friends can find you and connect with you?
You guys connect with me on Facebook and Instagram at Beth English. That's BETHINGLISH. And while you're at it, check out the Nashville Creative Group. That's a community that I founded and lead with almost 10,000 artists right now. And so it is just a wonderful place to network and commune online. And especially if you're in Nashville, make sure that you let me know you're coming to town, because the Nashville Creative Group is all over the city. And we love to support our artists here. So, and what about you, Sergio? Where can our friends find you?
Well, I'm not from Nashville or in Nashville, but I'm part of the group too, which I love. I love it. So, you guys can find me also at Sergio Gomez Art in all the platforms. And, that's where you can always message me. Check out all the content that I'm putting out just about every day. So thanks, my friends, for watching. We hope to see you next Wednesday with Beth, and I will be here. And you want to give us a quick insight on what's coming, Beth?
Well, since I did mention getting connected to your community, we're going to talk a little bit about how you guys can connect with artists and feel like you're part of your local artist community.
Super. It's going to be awesome. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be great. Well, you can go somewhere in between, but come back. Have a good day, my friends. Bye, Beth. See you later.
Bye.